Oh no. Are you okay? Were you electrocuted?
A little bit, but I'm good now.
Look at this. See this? Heroes play FNF. Right, let's push through.
Yeah, righto, Audrey.
Good night.
We'll see how things go.
Late Thanksgiving, everybody.
Thank you.
How dare you?
I mean,
Black
to the
Friday.
other.
What's
Black
Thanksgiving?
That?
Happy Hanukkah.
This is your
From what I've worked out, Thanksgiving is where turkeys are praised by Trump because they're a higher life form.
Believe me, it's the best turkey. It's huge, so
Dingo, you mean turkey?
What?
Turkey like it.
So I only use.
I'd like you to know there are so many turkeys in the world, but no one's got the best turkeys. I have the best turkeys. Everyone's turkeys, they want to say they're better. 124. Exactly what it's at.
Gonna build a massive turkey. We're gonna make...
Okay, break, you loud people. You loud people. Mission maker, what is our brief?
The brief is that this is the second version of my new war games, simulated blue on blue. So once I got M4s and the others I got G36s, time is stopped. So if you do timestamps, remember that. So yeah, and it's a neutral sector. So
I'm going to jump up to Casting Couch. So Nemesis, a few weeks, if not months ago, he ran a Zargabad op. It was attack versus defend. Apparently, he has taken this operation and is adjusting things accordingly. Yeah, you're right. I didn't see Barbarian with the slot either. I think he might be out for this one. So, yeah, bad time to restart the internet. I know Indigo Foxy Spectate might be streaming his own side, but I don't mind doing a solo cast. It just means you guys in chat are my second person to jump things off. But anyway, more on the background here. Yeah, I heard you lost your slot because you were restarting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oof, man.
So now I'm just gonna have to watch your stream and then...
All good. But I'll include you in if you see anything. We can do it like when we did it in your channel before I started on this that night.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm watching your thing now and pretty much doing a second broadcast in a way. But
we can rock it that way. Like the good old day, man. But anyway, this is a playoff of...
What's good about him?
This is a playoff of Nemesis's previous mission, except this time it is against neutral sectors, so it's pretty even. BLUFOR has, I believe, M16s, or did they get the G36s? Nope, yep, they get the M16s, 5.56 base rifles, and we have, actually, let me hit L, because, I mean, that helps illuminate us, so it's not as dark, but they get the M16s, GREENFOR gets the G36Ks, they are starting up on the opposite sector here. But in terms of machine guns, BLUFOR, it's going to be the standard 249, 240, and it looks like that is the same for GREENFOR, so it's pretty much going to be a caliber mirror match. I'm trying to look for a platoon marksman, but for... Yeah, it's the Mark 11 for BLUFOR, and then for GREENFOR... Fred, yeah, so it is complete caliber to caliber mirror match here.
Yeah, like you said, what we saw on what was it, Malden 2035 with the airport up north. Good. That was a good setting, decent kits, pretty even fight. And he said this is a 3 neutral sector control, so it's going to be a 1-to-1 fight, even calibers, even personnel, even assets. So it is going to come down to the PvP aspect of it all.
Oh, completely. So we have 2 M2 trucks. GREENFOR have them in the sand texture. BLUFOR have them in the green forest woodland texture. That's what the word I was looking for. And otherwise, it's a 61v61. Indigo has the other commentary spot, and I've got that one. So, I mean, just even on the 124 scale. So, looking at the sectors here, Alpha is... Oh, I thought Alpha was actually going to be closer to the fire station, but I completely mis-PID'd that. No, Alpha is the standing tower and a few barracks. ACT tower.
Nope.
AVC tower.
Nope, you're getting closer or further away.
ATC tower.
Yeah.
I thought about air traffic control. I'm an idiot. All right, well.
Yeah, I know.
We already knew that, right? Yeah, had to think about it. But anyway, Bravo is right in the middle of just a market area. Actually, no, they're a little more to the left. It's just its own little block section. But it's got a nice perimeter wall here. Vehicles can knock these over, though. My concern, though, is the distance between BLUFOR and Independent. Independent have to rush this a bit harder here because the objectives are kind of more on the northern side of the town with the exception of Alpha. But, I mean, Charlie, for example, I feel like that one is a little closer to the Independent side. But my guess is BLUFOR is meant to go immediately on this road here. But even then, they still have a few seconds before they can get on it. So we'll have to see.
I mean, the villa is
What
its own
happens?
point in its sense. I think GREENFOR with their vehicles are going to be able to get across there very quickly and just kind of bounce up the hill. And if they get there quick enough and can set up some defenses, that's a good anchor for them to hold.
So-
I'm with you, though, on Bravo, though.
Bravo, I feel like if it was the synagogue, it would be a bit easier. Or the mosque, whatever word.
You actually just called
Place of worship. Let's go with that. But
place of
if
worship.
Bravo was in the place of worship, I feel like that would be a bit better. I mean, for Alpha, I get what Nemesis was going for here. I feel like Alpha is more leaning to BLUFOR, and then GREENFOR, it's more leaning to Charlie, but Bravo feels a little more leaning to Independent, because another thing is Independent are actually right on the road. So if they just took the road in to get the speed bonus of the paved roads, I mean, that would be pretty easier. So I think BLUFOR is going to have a slightly tougher time getting in here, but at the very least they'll have a lot of places to dismount early to then move in and at least entrench. Another small advantage, which I'm not sure will be pressed or not, is Charlie is a really good overwatch point. So if a marksman were to be put up here and use the villa building as cover, they could probably get a few free kills, especially since it overwatches Bravo so well from its windows. We see going down that, you know, we do have a building that covers some angles here, but I feel like it's a little leaning to GREENFOR in the beginning. It's not negligible, but it's also not anything past, I'd say, minor. So we'll have to see how BLUFOR overcomes with that. Speaking of which, let's look at the roster here. So BLUFOR, it's led by Pierce, Mr. I can't fly a plane to save my life. He gets really mad when we bring that up. I'm not sure if you were here last week, but he crashed on the runway into a fence because he was trying to pick up a GPS. You remember that? That was so funny.
Yeah.
But let's see. We've got some Task Force 121 members that I recognize. We've got, I believe, Bravo 2... I think is also 121. That's where I recognize them from. Then Charlie looks to be TSB. And then I'm seeing, you know, some good names like Aim at the Balls, for example. CLC, that's a 501st name. And then Logan is also in Foxtrot 1, so it's interesting. We have Ghoster, who is actually Boston. He's just rebranded himself. He's in Alpha 2 with Stoughton Bay. And Apuva.
Himself, really?
Yeah, no, he's trying to shift away from Boston back to Ghost because that was his name before he picked Boston, and I can understand that. So we've got an interesting team for.
Twitch the round.
We got an interesting team for BLUFOR. GREENFOR, though, led by Severe. I don't mean to pick favorites, but I would rather be under Severe than Pierce. Just because I know Severe a bit better, I usually see him with a bigger win-to-loss ratio than Pierce in these matches. But still, both are pretty good contenders. And Severe, he's got some pretty good assets. He's got Dingo with him, who's the head honcho of FNF. We got Fred also with him in Platoon 1 HQ, taking that marksman rifle. He tends to, you know, go for those. And honestly, Fred's a bit of a wild card. Usually he does really well, but there are some times where he goes into an AO and he just absolutely flops. So we'll have to see how things go with that. Meanwhile, we've got Mountain, Olaf, Pads, your standard FNF veteran team as the Alpha 1 team. And then we got the 1ER guys, which also have been a bit of a wild card. Last week when they made I'm not sure if they made their debut last week, but they did really well in the first round. And then throughout the rest of the night,
It was 4IB who was new last
No,
week.
you're right. Yep.
RCC's been here for a while.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. Yeah, so 1RCC, I mean, they did well last week, though, so we'll see how they go. We've got people like Buckets, Vagrant, Gorski, really good veteran players here. TSB down in Delta 2. And yeah, the 4IBs are an Echo 1 and Echo 2. There they are. So we'll have to see how things go with that. And we even... Yep.
Well, last week, I believe was their first week, and they showed up pretty well, taking out...
First doesn't have LCL? Alright. Well,
TSB.
he's a Star Sim guy.
Yeah,
They all have their own separate ranks.
They were kind of dealt against, and, so I think they just had a bit of beginner's luck. They're all working together, like you said, split up between one squad, so that's a big fire team that has a lot of chemistry between it. Or not fire team, but a huge force, a huge part of the GREENFOR force that has... really good chemistry. They're going to be able to work together pretty naturally, I think. So I think that's going to be what this hinges on for GREENFOR, especially because of the PvP heaviness of this specific mission.
Something else I want to point out, we have CO and Bay as one of the GREENFOR MG teams, and we have Nemesis within Delta, who is also a machine gunner. I'd argue two of the best players out of all of FNF are T5 Bay and Nemesis, especially when they're given machine guns. So having them both on the same team under Severe, who's a really good GC and is able to, he knows what some of these players are capable of. I'll be curious to see if he does any special deployments, especially since T5 Bay and CO are in their own group. So we'll see how he's able to manage it. I mean, he does have the slightly better deployment advantage here. But I would say there's a good mix of good players all around. But again, looking at the roster, I would lean it slightly to GREENFOR. Honestly, solely because they have two of the best players with two of the best guns that pull some of the crazy stuff, craziest things. Now, if Audrey Hotto was in here on BLUFOR, I'd feel like it would be even. But he, again, is a wild card where, he's done some of the craziest shit in FNF. But other times, again, it was like what I mentioned for Fred. Sometimes they do really well, sometimes they fall flat, and it's all dependent on where they get positioned and just luck of the draw on where the enemy positions. So we'll see how things go.
Yeah, like we said, we're not going to reveal. We can posture as much as we like, but it's really going to come down to how each team plays, what their plan is. I'm seeing, the long range on the ground. That's interesting.
Yeah, for BLUFOR right there. I don't know who dropped that. That's an interesting call. Another thing that's going to be brought up here is most of the transport is going to be done via these MTRV trucks, which don't really do that well off-road. So again, I feel like GREENFOR is going to more than likely just storm in on the road and then break off probably in the riverbed to get to Charlie, or just, take the roads all around. But BLUFOR have a little bit of distance to go before they can get on the roads here. So I don't know. We'll have to see how deployment is done within the next 4 minutes. Excuse me. Otherwise, looking at the group count here in terms of the rosters, we've got Platoon 1 HQ for BLUFOR fully filled, Platoon 2 HQ partially filled, but they have both of their marksmen. Charlie 2 being given to DeVincer with a Carl Gustav, so that's a good thing for shock infantry. Charlie 1 taken for its machine gun, looking at Foxtrot. Foxtrot 1 taken and Foxtrot 2 taken, so pretty much all the big weapons BLUFOR can take have been taken. Looking at GREENFOR here, we got Fred on the first marksman rifle. For Platoon 2, I actually don't see... Nope, there it is. So Owl on the second. Looking at Charlie 2, we do have Buckets on what I would assume is a Carl Gustav because this is a mirror match, but no Charlie 1, so they're going to be down at 240 Bravo. And then Foxtrot only has a single... Actually, no, and then T5 Bay is also in there. They just don't have the machine gun symbol on their roster, so... BLUFOR having an extra 240 Bravo... negligible considering everything that is within FNF, but it could make all the difference. It's just going to depend on PvP, the placement of the units, and which commander seems to gain the upper hand through their tactics, at least in the beginning part, because we all know it's going to kind of disintegrate as soon as people start dying, people start losing comms with each other, and everyone is left to fend for themselves. but more often than not with these 3-sector rushes, the op is decided within the first 5 minutes of the round starting, just depending on who gets to the sector first, because the defending group almost always has a defensive advantage. Now, there have been outliers, but I would say out of the 10 to 15 or so of these types of matches you and I have both covered, I want to say 7 to 12 are usually settled by whoever gets there first. And then the remaining, I would say 1 or 2 are up in the air, because you might have an Audrey Hotto level incident, or someone tries to rush in and they just get completely decked by something that just deployed a little quicker on the back line that was able to set up a machine gun in time, which also happened in the Audrey Hotto incident. So, I don't know. Just going off of averages here, but yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm with you. I feel like if they, words are hard, but I would have I would be a bit more into the city. I think the mosque would have been.
You mean BLUFOR? Oh no, Bravo the sector. Gotcha.
Yeah, Bravo the sector. Yeah, because with a mosque, whoever gets there first is going to just hold the 2 choke points in the outer perimeter and hold it indefinitely. But if it were somewhere like to the west-southwest of it by the school buildings or something like that, I think that'd be a more interesting area. And yeah, I'd love to see like a map like Fallujah or something get added into the rotation and just get.
That's going to be urban hell.
Urban. Exactly, that's what I want to see.
I don't know, just looking at the placement of Bravo, and you're right, the mosque would be really difficult to hold once someone gets their foot in there. But there isn't really any other good place to put Bravo. If you go too far left, then you start leaning it more towards the side of Alpha, which, you know, I would be fine with because Charlie can overwatch the Bravo sector so well. But there's just not really a lot of good spots to put Bravo other than where it is right now. But even then, like, they all just have the same issue of being overwatched from Charlie Marksman. But anyway, operation has begun. GREENFOR mostly completely mounted up. We have a few stragglers still waiting on the outside, notably some of the machine gun teams. So that's quite interesting, and a lot of Vics are going off-road here to go right into the town. Looks like they're charging right into Bravo. Alpha also dismounting, having a little bit of issues trying to get around some of the piping here.
Fencer, what the fuck? Yeah, there's a very open gap in the pipe. I don't know why they're trying to go through. Like, it looks like they were trying to bust it down or something, and go through that.
Yeah, and they're trying to go through the other ones, and this is costing them valuable seconds to deploy.
The lid.
I don't know why they just don't do the bigger opening on the side, but with that delay, we've got half of BLUFOR sent, and I just saw a quad bike completely spin out by Logan, so I'm not surprised with that one bit.
Yeah, that's wild. So I think GREENFOR kind of screwed with the VIX. Put some butter down in the steering column. And
GREENFOR, though,
doing this rush, bouncing over the head. Yeah.
GREENFOR is going to get their teeth into Charlie first, but
looks like
in terms of
be in the same time,
Bravo's going to be no, this is going to be right at top of each other. Where is that 50 cal truck? That would have been incredibly useful, and we got BLUFOR charging in to immediately deploy. Everyone's pulled off the sides of the road to make sure there isn't any machine guns that immediately go off. But if either side had their 50 cal truck right there, this would have been devastating. We got Kane pulling in with the Humvee.
Ooh.
And Alpha is also starting to deploy on their sector as well. Meanwhile, Mountain is unconscious over on Charlie because he got a bad dismount.
Tracers.
Now we got Kane, Flux, and Mike now trying to hold their ground. Grenade thrown in that building. They were able to take someone out, but Flux went down.
Liru, hit P.
Sorry.
There we go.
And we got a lot of GREENFOR guys now redeploying, and this is going to get to some very quick combat, though GREENFOR is about to do a big flank here.
Yes, this is good. This is really good for GREENFOR.
They're only going to really catch Wuna and McCarthy out of position because Jonathan is lagging out right now. And BLUFOR, they're also taking the mosque here to try to get a perimeter out so they can overwatch this position, but
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Using the outer perimeter wall, it's gonna be really exposed. But if they can secure it, you already see that team on the east firing up on it.
Yep.
Yeah, between the outer wall and the minaret, it could be a very good advantage for the for the Blue 14.
So Kane and Flux are pushing out. We still have Goodest over here. He's trying to look around to see if those guys flanking on the eastern side are friendly or not. I think he just took a few shots from Ricardo, but...
Look, the right side of your screen. They've given us a score count.
They have given us a score count now, so we can finally see which sector is, which team is leading for this round. You can thank Nemesis for that. So we also have BLUFOR flanking around on the western side of the GREENFOR force coming in, but they are getting picked off immediately by 4IB security measures here. Great grenade throw by BLUFOR, though. That definitely wounded quite a few of them. Goodest also got picked off. Not sure if that was by friendly or enemy forces. And we see some GREENFOR guys shooting in to try to take Mass out. That knocked him unconscious, and they're also going for the double tap. I think BLUFOR is going to lose control of this sector, but we do see a lot of guys remounting and potentially coming around to drive. And then GREENFOR, they have a lot of dudes up on Charlie, just holding defenses in case of a BLUFOR counterattack on that position. But based off of GREENFOR's encroachment, especially on the eastern flank, there are not a lot of dudes on the BLUFOR side remaining in this sector. But GREENFOR has to make a push somewhere, and there are a lot of BLUFOR guys caught all around. So we got Lusod, he's trying to peer out to engage some of these 4RB guys. We also have some BLUFOR guys that have gotten in this building starting to fire into this one, and it looks like they knocked someone out. They actually killed King too. So that's, geez, how many bodies down here? 3 dudes. That was a really good trade-off there. Got Flux and Tom still up here, but that's neutralized the right flank. I think Goodest just woke up again, was immediately taken out by Twig. So got Wuna and Mass bleeding out over here. And this building was just engaged, but look at that. We got even more dudes bleeding out over here, probably from the crossfire from GREENFOR. And we also have Scandi Recon being deployed over here. They're probably going to attempt a wide flank to hit the southern side of this BLUFOR objective, maybe even come into the mosque right here. So Jonathan finally losing connection. There he goes. We just saw Wuna get double tapped, and Mass is still bleeding out on the side. Steven has tried to come into the open area here and is engaging some of Scandi Recon crossing right here. And he is receiving some return fire. He got hit. He's rolling to the right, giving cover fire as STS is now probably going to try to line up his machine gun, but he's going to be covered by the truck there. But now he's engaging Richard, who has a bipoded 240. And yeah, that took him out immediately. Jeez. Yeah, thermal NVGs aren't much better here. I'll try to keep my little light on instead. So Misu is down. There's another guy in here that's down. It's up to Andreas here to keep this flank. But yeah, 4IB came from this position, reinforced that building, and we're able to take care of that sector. They're not going to clear it, though. Instead, they're going to go for a push. If Andres were to get up and try to hit these guys, he'd have a great shot. But he is too busy medicing himself right now. We got Lucid still peering out, trying to engage people in this window. We got one guy lagging out back there, unfortunately. And I think Lucid was just immediately headshotted. Yep. And Goodest, did he wake up again? Yes, he did. And he just went unconscious again. Gunshots from Patriot, who's trying to lock down that street with his marksman rifle. Not a bad call there. But we have both BLUFOR and GREENFOR trying to lock down some of these streets to the best of their ability. Twig King, meanwhile, turned around, engaged the 4IB guys, took one out. Another guy is now crossing the street, might get into Andreas' building. And we see GREENFOR now trying to engage the 3 dudes in this tower up here. And we also have BLUFOR doing a massive redeployment along Charlie, and they're going to try to take this objective from behind.
Interesting move, yeah. Because obviously going up the road, Bassbeard,
Yep, he's right on top of there. Scouting for what looks like Task Force 121's force, but no one on Green 4 pulled rear security. There's one guy.
Why would they? Why would they come from the rear? That doesn't make any sense.
I think Shima might have spotted some of these Blue 4 guys coming. He might be yelling.
Daisical gun down. Fred looking around as well. He might have heard something. He's looking around kind of to the southeast now, but that's the completely wrong direction.
I think, yeah, Blue 4's trying to line up some shots potentially. Or just sneak in, but Bassbeard, I mean, this is a very ballsy thing. I don't want to hype him up like last week, because you remember that, right?
Yeah.
We hyped him up, and he just completely oofed the breach and got shot by 2 dudes. It was beautiful, but... I mean, Blue 4 does have the potential to take this sector. If they can utilize this element of surprise here, I could also easily see Green 4 encompassing Blue 4's attack here. But yeah, you've got them slowly crossing up to Bassbeard's position. That's quite smart. But we do have Scandi Recon still doing... Actually, no, this is a different group with Scandi to the south and southeast of the sector here. But the Bravo sector is actually back to neutral now because Hitman's the only one in the AO, but Goodest is unconscious in it, and Green 4 is very close in. So Blue 4, they need to send some reinforcements to Bravo before they lose it. They do have a little bit of a point advantage here, but that can easily get... Yeah, did he jump off? I thought he got shot. Amazing.
He fell off.
He's one of the 240 Bravo gunners too. Meanwhile, back at Charlie, Blue 4 has begun their attack here. We got a lot of Blue 4 guys firing on Green 4 who are overwatching that sector. Multiple down. Grenades are being thrown around as well. Severe, who is Independent Command, is trying to pull the Vic back. Daniel trying to fight with that Vic. We also have a few Green 4 guys that have dismounted on the eastern flank. They're going to try to come around, potentially catch Daniel and Collins out of position.
Yeah, Teamies with that M2 truck hasn't taken him down yet. That's surprising. Daniel's taken a couple hits, but...
Yeah, but now he's getting flanked by that group. And now the...
took him down.
Yep, the northeastern Blue 4 group now needs to reposition to do that, but we're 4 versus 5 in the Charlie building, and it hasn't been wrestled control yet, but if Blue 4 gets one more kill, then it'll go to neutral. Or Paladin comes into the AO, now it's neutral, 5 to 5.
Oh.
But now it's going to start leaning to Blue 4 because Freddy's gotten in here. Almighty Muzz going down.
Circle.
Ooh, Ryan got a good concave here. Collins running out, not realizing that there's bad guys back there.
And Gores runs out of ammo, and Collins is going to get away.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Collins has no idea what happened. He's like, oh, wait, there's bad guy. Oh, no, he just dropped dead.
Oh.
I guess he finally decided to call his hits, bro.
I guess so. The ref came in, blew his whistle. some really heavy fire from Freddy. Freddy takes him out on that turret.
Yep.
And now Edward's coming around with a M134, or actually this is M72, but
M72 Law is gonna put that under Severe. He doesn't have it prepped. He's got to hit R on it. I don't think he knows that though. Oh, he does. I didn't see the sights up on it though, so that was interesting.
Looked like he did, but yeah, the driver's still up and he's well armored. I think that cabins are protected against bullets, and all of Green 4 here, except for Vagrant, Gores, Buckets, and the truck driver, are down or dead.
Yep.
So this is C's gonna.
Blue 4 is gonna have control of all the sectors in a second.
Yeah, because Tricking and Hitman now, actually just Hitman is the only one in that circle. We have Yano's group over here to his east, but
there's the AT shot in the truck, but it was a weak hit because they hit into the passenger bay instead of the front pocket.
Oh, like the rear kind of covered area?
Yeah, they hit the part of the flatbed truck, like in the middle. It does damage, but it doesn't, disable the truck. Bucket's double tapping Daniels. We still have Ryan back here. And Cullen is also potentially, nope, he's looking down to check on that truck. And we're having Blue 4 double tap Green 4 bodies. What does Independent have left?
Oh, well, they have a big group down to the south. Well, I say big, but it's Scandi Recon.
They're very out of position, though.
Yeah, way out of position. Looks like they were going for a flank on the south side of Bravo, but they left, I guess, too few people in Bravo itself. So they're going to try and do something with this mosque, but otherwise...
There's Charlie taking Sector 3.
This... You mean Blue 4?
Blue 4 taking Sector Charlie. Yeah, sorry, my mind.
It's okay. It's been a day.
Very dumb.
Tired from yesterday. I feel you.
Thanksgiving, man.
I know, dude. You got so stuffed.
Funny. Anyway, I'm just looking at GREENFOR's units. They still have a decent chunk of forces. They're just really out of position right now. And we got Ryan under a tree right here, immediately taking buckets out with a headshot. Vargrant spotted him, though, and that's a 1-to-1 trade. But if BLUFOR keeps making those trades, they'll be A-okay. Cullen's now coming up. Might catch Vargrant and Gorski out of position again, but BLUFOR's really well deployed where they need to be. GREENFOR trying to do some wide flanks here, but it's not really working out. We got a truck pushing up. Like I said, the numbers are still even. It's just BLUFOR is going to maintain dominance of the map, but with Severe driving into Bravo, he's actually taken that sector and turned it to neutral.
Gors and Vagrant are trying to make a play on the villa itself, but Cullen might come around the...
Cullen is trying to hunt them, but he's also trying to check on where his guys were back here. So Gorski and Vargrant, they're very good players
and we
against...
do have Fred out in the field, sorry, northwest.
Yep, trying to do marksman stuff. I saw that.
Yeah. But
he has gotten a kill, too.
If Bassbeard or Paladin don't peek out their heads, then he should be pretty much nullified.
Gorski and Vargrant spotted Cullen. Ooh. Explosive trap went off, I think, for GREENFOR, but nothing much was done. Both of them standing out in the open trying to hit each other.
Yeah.
Looks like Vargrant did get a hit.
Oh, so
just short on there, but he did just get a little bit of shrapnel damage. Now you got Gorski and Vargrant trying to flank around. Also, Cullen's legs are crippled, so while he medics, Gorski might push. I'm going to quickly look back to Bravo here. Yeah, you got Command just in this truck driving around. It is bulletproof on the front. And we have some BLUFOR guys trying to flank around GREENFOR positions.
And yeah, now they're trying to suppress it, but they're gonna need to take out the engine, or the tires, or hit it with something heavy caliber. I think the 240 would do the trick.
Some of the BLUFOR garrison on Charlie turned around, engaged Vargrant, killed him. Now it's just up to Gorski, but Cullen's also walking around trying to find him. So I think BLUFOR is gonna maintain Charlie.
Yeah, Scandy down south, they're kind of stagnating.
Yeah, Scandy's been there for the past 5 minutes. I think they've been trying to get some licks off of the garrison in the mosque area. Yeah. And we got Logan also holding one of these doorways.
Yeah, this is exactly how I said. Whoever gets inside first is going to be able to hold these two entrances. And
there is no one in Bravo right now. That CLC guy from StarSim appears to be dead. And BLUFOR just needs to keep units pushing here. Heard another explosive trap go off.
The Hitman's dead, so Bravo is neutral now.
Ooh, that was Cullen.
Try and make a move along with Yano's team.
Oh!
Someone needs to make a move quick, and it better be GREENFOR.
Gorski just took a direct noob tube shot, and now Charlie is completely under BLUFOR control.
Oof.
BLUFOR on a 57 to 18 point difference here. You have Severe trying to drive up to Alpha to see if he can take it, but he's going to run into the other command structure here. And they're now trying to get up and fire at him.
I look down, I was getting some GL fire at him, but now he's doing all right. Farks is doing something. Never mind, he's fixed. And here comes a rocket coming in from somewhere?
That was their Carl Gustav guy, so I'd be willing to bet it was Devenser, and he gets a kill and a knockout from the cook-off of that vehicle.
I just don't know where it came from. I saw it come from the southwest, I thought. Maybe it was...
It was... Moxie Burn is head bugged for me, but he was part of the group that had the Moz round. That was definitely a Moz shot that came in, but GREENFOR losing another group of dudes. That's not what they want. Scandy Recon now making a move on Bravo. Steven trying to get into Bravo as well to capture it back for BLUFOR. He is also a demo guy. I'd be surprised that he is setting explosive traps down in the buildings. So he's going to probably try to let GREENFOR take this and then cook those traps off. That's really, really smart.
Yeah. Pyros gets Mountain as he was trying to pick up Golf, and now it's just Olaf remaining by that wreck.
Severe driving up.
Yep, he's coming up in that truck. And Pyros gets scared. Scandy now coming on the eastern side of the mosque. Callie's working the entrance. We'll see who's able to get the kill. Az opens up. Callie is now...
I don't know what Az opened up on. I think he got spooked by the bush on the corner there.
Maybe that's Unlike him, Cali runs out in the open. Got spotted by Yak.
Doesn't get hit though.
Yeah, doesn't get hit. GL comes in though, not bad.
Explosives going up, knocking out Olaf, Logan, and Pyros doing the double tap. That entire section has been taken out. It was weird though, because I saw Denno firing into the same building that those BLUFOR guys are. I think there was just a missed PID incident, but with this few people left on either side, you cannot really afford to do that. So definitely leaning BLUFOR right now. I would still argue it's anyone's game number-wise. And we also have Severe, no, it's T5 Bay coming in trying to challenge Alpha's position as a 240 gunner. This could be game change. He's probably going to catch Pierce out of position. Kills Pierce, runs in, right onto Dusty and gets him. This is what I was talking about. Players like T5 Bay and Nemesis, when you give them machine guns, they can clean house. So T5 Bay is going to wrestle control out of Alpha, making it 1v1.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I didn't know where the fuck you were talking about, but yeah, this could be big. I was not entirely...
He could take that sector.
GREENFOR needs to take hold of Bravo. I didn't even think of taking control of Alpha was possible. So if T5 Bay is able to make that happen, and the rest of the GREENFOR is able to secure Bravo, then they don't really need to worry about Charlie at all.
So I don't... Yeah, Nemesis died. He was one of the first guys to die for Scandi Recon, so that's unfortunate. But T5 Bay can still 1v1 against Navy here. We do have Nuzzy with a marksman rifle, though, overwatching Sector Alpha, and as long as Navy stays in this sector, he knows that he can at least keep it on their side, so he just needs to play defensive war, coordinating with Nuzzy, but I'm not sure if Nuzzy has any comms to hear him. Let me actually check real quick. Are these guys in the same platoon together? They are, so they will have communication with each other. Nuzzy just needs to overwatch Navy to let him know if GREENFOR is coming, because Navy should know by now. He's the last guy in the AO, so it's a 1v1, so he will be able to maintain that sector as long as he stays put. So a little bit of a micro game going for that, but it is still entirely possible. Meanwhile, on Charlie, we have Fred coming back, and he might try to kill these 4 dudes with that marksman rifle. Completely possible to have an Adriano incident happen on multiple vectors. Still anyone's game, but GREENFOR needs to make their play soon. Go ahead.
Severe is now in the Bravo circle, so he'll be capturing it here any second now.
You can't capture it as a single person.
Ah, I see.
You have to have multiple people.
Well, as you say that, Scandi Recon now pushing in. And
yep, they're going to get that sector.
But it's not going to be enough. It's going to stem the tide a little bit.
Here's the issue, though. There are explosive traps in these buildings that was placed by a demo guy. Let me see if he's still alive. I don't see him. Yeah, he was killed off, unfortunately. So those demo traps aren't going to go off. But if Scandi finds them, they might freak out over them. So
yeah, exactly.
GREENFOR now controlling Bravo.
That is a little bit of a concession for GREENFOR. T5A and Navy need to settle their differences and decide on the winner of that firefight, as Fred is now coming out on the north side of Charlie. Trying to do some magic here.
Pops a grenade.
He has a 417. He has a 416. He does not.
So he changed his gun out, though, because that's GREENFOR is supposed to get G36s. Instead, he's going to take a truck.
An armored...
I think he's just honking to maybe get him to leave that sector. I don't know. That's a weird call.
Maybe drawing them out. I mean, like you said, that you can't capture it on his own, so maybe that's not going to be too bad, because he can go and get some reinforcements in the truck and help spearhead them back in rapidly. But very interesting, not trying to go for any kills, just going for the truck.
I'm just trying to think whose comms he's going to have. Maybe from that vector, it looks like he's pushing into Alpha, actually, and that might shift the tide. If he enters Alpha, then the sector will be under GREENFOR. There's not much the marksman can do unless he gets a window shot, because that will penetrate the glass, as we've seen time before. But I think he is going for Alpha.
Yeah, so, which is good, because he can, big, just barely dodges a shot from Nuzzy over on top of the fire station.
Yep, he's trying to push into where Navy is, but Navy wins the fucking engagement.
Unfortunate. And he doesn't even go down either.
Yeah.
It's gonna be...
There's the double tap, so GREENFOR's chances of winning this are looking very slim, though we are seeing some units redeploying in a Humvee to potentially go for Alpha here. So if GREENFOR can wrestle a sector here, they can stop BLUFOR from winning, but they're going to have to maintain both, and that might give BLUFOR some time to regroup. But in all honesty, I think GREENFOR has a slight numbers advantage here. Just to do a head count.
The question is if they're going to be able to utilize that, because the head count doesn't mean shit. BLUFOR only has like 11 points to go.
I just watched Hadav and Lolo pick off Moxie Bren in a building.
And I think, actually, yeah, they need to capture all 3 sectors. Because I just saw GREENFOR just count go up. It's BLUFOR gets 2 and GREENFOR gets 1. It's not a net.
That much of a point difference. Yeah, I know. It just means they get it more slowly, but
like, it doesn't stop either.
Yeah, at that difference, though, you're right. BLUFOR would probably still get the sector there. But again, if GREENFOR can regroup and just go pure offensive here, I mean, they have to take a sector. And then they get a few more minutes to regroup and then do something. But, I mean, we do have this Humvee pushing up. If a group finds a Vic, redeploys to Charlie and takes that real quick, while leaving a few guys on Bravo, and there is a Vic right on top of Bravo to... Dude, there's multiple Vics. It could still be possible. Yep.
He's rolling into the ATC tower.
It's going to be 2-1, though. That knocks it to neutral.
So that's a start. But yeah, they need... And he's driving back out again.
But, I mean, that's a good contender to show them how many people are there, because he is going to make sure that that sector at least cannot be captured. And honestly, that's what they need right now, because it's going to buy GREENFOR time.
I really don't... Like, it's already at 96. Whatever time they buy is negligible. Severe and Az now, they've mounted up, but Az is going towards Alpha. They need to go towards...
Hold up. Stark now coming up, killing Lolo. Hadav now breaching and hitting Stark. A 1-to-1 trade right there, but it's all right. Azariah, yep, they are mounting up. They are going to Alpha, but someone... It looks like they're sending Command back to Charlie, but he's going to be on his own.
Yeah.
Not the right call.
97. I don't think there's nearly enough time. I think this is a... 6
They have about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes before a single sector ticks up another 3 points.
Saphir's now going in. But yeah, he does not have anyone with him.
Yeah, that was the wrong call. They needed to send Scandi Recon up to Charlie because we're less than 60 seconds away. GREENFOR could have clutched this if they brought up enough people. Let's see, they would have needed... based off of where BLUFOR is, they would have only needed 3, but yeah, I just saw Severe get knocked. Yeah. So Scandi Recon, if they brought that Vic up, they would have been able to wrestle control out and win that. So the wrong call was made right there, unfortunately.
Yeah, and they did.
And we're within 30 seconds.
They stumbled at the beginning, and then they were able to kind of regroup, but it just really wasn't enough. Unfortunately,
I would say what really screwed GREENFOR up was sending 2 fire teams worth of guys, which is like 10 to 12 dudes, on the southern side of Bravo attempting a wide flank. And they just stood there for at least half of this operation. They stayed back there without really doing any maneuvering. And because of that, BLUFOR was committing 100% of their force. Honestly, like 95, because the other 5% was just defending Alpha. Bravo and Charlotte, they were constantly doing new attacks and utilizing their full number, and that's how they were able to keep control of the sectors here to win with that 100-point advantage. But 133. Now again, if GREENFOR sent Scandi Recon up to at least make Charlie go neutral, we would have seen a much different fight here. We'd still be talking, and GREENFOR could have wrestled that out, but...